Elasticity of demand, or YED, shows the sensitivity of the quantity demanded to a change in income. The formula, percentage change in quantity divided by the percentage change in income, reveals whether a good is normal, purchase more as incomes rise, or inferior, purchase less as incomes rise. You can distinguish between the two using the formula. If the result is positive, the good is normal, but if the result is negative, the good is inferior. For example, let's say that there has been a 2% increase in consumer income that has led to the changes in demand shown in the table. Products A, B, and C all begin with an original demand per period of time, but as you can see, the demand changes. Pause the video to see these changes. The income elasticity of demand of product A is found by dividing the 3% increase in demand by the 2% increase in income. The result, positive 1.5, proves that the good is normal with an elastic response as it is positive and greater than 1. The YED of product B is found by dividing the 1% decrease in demand by the 2% increase in income. The result, negative 0.5, proves that the good is inferior with an inelastic response as it is negative and less than 1. Lastly, the YED of product C is found by dividing the 1% increase in demand by the 2% decrease in income. The result, positive 0.5, proves that the good is normal with an inelastic response as it is positive and less than 1.
Cross-elasticity of demand. Cross-elasticity of demand is the sensitivity in the quantity demanded of one good when there is a price change in a related good. The formula to calculate cross-elasticity is percent change in quantity over percent change in price. If the product is positive, the goods are substitutes. If the product is negative, the goods are complements. As you can see on this number line, a negative number shows a complement good, and a positive number shows a substitute good. For example, Coke and Pepsi are substitute goods. The price of Coke increasing causes the demand for Pepsi to increase. Using this formula shows me the cross-elasticity, and as you can see, the product is positive. Cross-elasticity measures how much of one good should be kept in stock in relation to the price of another good.
Price elasticity of demand, PED, is defined as the sensitivity of quantity demanded of a good changing depending on a price change. The formula for PED is the percentage change in quantity demanded over the percentage change in price. PED is used to differentiate between inelastic and elastic goods. An inelastic good is a good that is insensitive to changes in price. Examples of these are gas and water. The graph of a PED curve of an inelastic good will have a steep slope. A change in price will not affect quantity demanded as much due to these goods being necessities. The coefficient will always be negative and less than 1. Perfectly inelastic curve have a vertical line as the slope. Elastic goods are sensitive to price changes and have lots of substitutes. The graph of an elastic good is almost flat since a change in price will largely affect quantity demanded. The coefficient will always be negative and greater than 1. For a perfectly elastic good, the graph will be a flat. If the price increases, the quantity will decrease, and if the price decreases, the quantity will increase, opposite to those of inelastic goods. In a unit elastic good, the change in price will be equal to the change in quantity, providing a coefficient of negative 1. The curve will be a steep line with a slope of 1. So what is PED used for? To calculate total revenue. Total revenue uses PED to show how changes in price will affect the total revenue. Total revenue is calculated by multiplying the price times the quantity. If the price increases and the total revenue decreases, the good is elastic. If the price increases and the total revenue increases, the good is inelastic. And if the price and total revenue stay unchanged, it is unit elastic. The price of Pringles decreased from $10 to $9 per can, and the quantity demanded increases from 25 units to 30. Determine elasticity and total revenue. Multiply the quantity 10 times 25 to get 250 and 9 times 30 to get 270. You can see there's an increase in here. For PED, it's negative 5 over 25 over 1 over 10. When you solve this, you get a coefficient of negative 2, which is greater than 1, proving that it is an elastic good. Since the price decreased and the total revenue increased, the good is elastic.
Income elasticity of demand. Strengths. Allows a business to optimize their profit in an economy by determining inferior and normal goods. This is based on the income of consumers. Because of this, it tailors to what the state of the economy is at that time. For instance, during a recession, more consumers will be buying inferior goods. During an upturn, more consumers will be buying normal goods. Weaknesses. Allows you to know inferior to normal, but doesn't show what the price item should be. It only allows you to know how the consumer spends their money. This will not show the shifts of the curve. Price elasticity of demand. In the strengths, it shows the sensitivity of the quantity demanded for a product to a change in price. This allows the business to determine if the price has to be increased or decreased depending on whether it is elastic or inelastic. The weaknesses include companies not knowing what price change the market can hold. If they lower the price too much, they will lose too much money. And too many customers and not enough supply result in shortages and could lose customers for that reason. Inversely, too high of prices would result in customers going to different stores.
Price elasticity of demand is the most useful process when setting a price for a product because it can be used to determine the percentage change in quantity of a good demanded based on any changes in its price. Price elasticity of demand can also be used to determine the total revenue of a good depending on whether it is elastic or inelastic. In order to make total revenue go up for an elastic good, price has to decrease and vice versa.